Okay, it's not.
Can't see no.
Hey
comments.
guys, welcome to the live stream. We've got a special guest on. She takes pictures of the moon. She's got her own YouTube channel, which I'll give you the links to look at shortly in the chat. Her name's Cindi Loohoo, and she takes amazing pictures. Now I'm going to hand you over to my co-host, obviously, and Cindi, off you go.
Hi. Oh, I'm trying to pull this up on my laptop over here. Okay.
That's all right.
That's right. Take your time. It needs to
Take
fill
your
up
time.
anyway. There's only one person. It takes a wee while to start building up.
Okay.
Yeah, no stress, no stress. It always feels so
Just takes a
stressful,
couple
doesn't it? At
minutes.
the start, you feel, oh, who's going to be watching me? Kind of
This is
thing. I don't know. Have you ever
Katie's
done a live before, Cindy? Have you ever actually been live before?
Well,
I don't
I've
think
done
I've
a couple of live streams. They
Oh,
weren't flawless, but this is the first time I've ever done one like this, where I've been
Wow.
invited to someone else's channel.
So
Well, it's starting to fill up now. We've got 4 people in.
let's see. And
I'll
everyone
add
who's
the screen
watching,
for
make
you
sure
here
you
first.
sign up to Cindy's channel. But Chris is going to post it, as he said a minute ago.
Thank you.
It's all right.
I'm posting
Sharing is
the link to your channel right now.
Where is it?
And remember, guys, please go to our channel, give her a subscribe. I bet we can see if we can get to 1,000 subscribers in a couple of weeks.
Right.
There you go. There's your.
Hey, that would be awesome.
I've been at this for a while, but I've never really done live streams that much. I've just started getting it. Do you want me to add that screen there, Lewis, for you?
No, I was just coming onto the live stream to see the comments because I can't obviously I can comment in this StreamYard, but I can't
Aye.
see what's going on, kind of thing.
Well,
With
we'll
numbers,
give
and
it 3 or 4 minutes.
stuff. 8 people
We'll
in
give
at
it
the
3 or
moment.
4 minutes to build up, and then because once you start and then people join, so give it 5 minutes.
We've got 10
there's,
people in
there's
so
my friend
far.
Alan.
Hi, Alan.
Say pardon?
His friends in
Alan.
live. Alan.
Aye, he stays just up the road from me.
One of his
we'll wait till
neighbours.
it gets a bit. It's quite far away, but we'll wait till it gets about 14 or 15 people, Lewis, and then you want to start.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
We're up at 10 now. Well, you are joining the
Boy,
live
it is
stream, guys.
so hot out here.
What's the temperature? What's the temperature over there right now?
It's probably about the mid 80s, but the humidity is about 100%.
Oh god, that's the worst.
Thunderstorm.
That is
Yeah.
the worst. There's nothing worse than heat. That's just the humid heat. I just can't stand it. I like it to be hot and just like maybe a little cool breeze or something hot, but just not clammy. That's the word, clammy. Yeah.
Yeah, clammy.
Clammy.
Not ideal.
Trying to figure out which way is the best. It's like, it is.
Anyway, you said it.
Sticky.
Anyway, I'll add the. You start now, Lewis?
We got zombies.
Zombie
Apocalypse.
apocalypse.
Zombie.
True.
Hi, zombie.
Right.
We'll give it a couple more minutes, let the live stream build up.
But everyone, if you can just like post a comment and say hi into the chat so we can see you that you're on.
And remember, hit that link and go to Cindy's channel. Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe to her channel.
I'll post it all week anyway on Facebook.
That's all right.
And the group.
Got to help everyone out. Everyone's got to help each other, you know.
Us small YouTubers, we need that. If we continue being friends with each other, you know, and helping each other out, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the way forward.
Absolutely.
Simply Alan's put, I live in Quality Street. Quality Street.
Alan's been in the blockade for too long. See, we're in Scotland. We're still in the quarantine here for this coronavirus. So.
What about yourself? What you're allowed to go out and do your own thing now, aren't you, Cindy?
Oh yeah. We really here in Tennessee, we really didn't get like extreme lockdowns or anything like that. We had, you know, the hair places and places like that were closed for a while, and the department stores. But this is a tiny town, and it's mostly a farming community, and most of us have our own food anyway.
I was going to say that. I was going to
So-
say that. Are you off grid? Are you kind of off grid with your like food suppliers and what you grow and stuff?
Yeah, we don't have any animals yet. But we do a lot of bartering.
Oh, right.
And
That's
so
good. That's
we'll
good. Yeah.
yeah, we'll trade. Like I go get milk and eggs, and then we'll just go buy a side of beef or half a pig or half a hog or something like that.
Oh.
And it's really better because when you get your food straight from the source, then you know where it's been.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It doesn't have any weird stuff injected into it or anything. I'm all about all natural.
Yeah, you want to come to the UK and buy a thing from the shops and have a look. I know apparently it's really bad in America.
Wrapped in plastic.
It's not even all the ingredients in it. I think Chris was telling me before. I think it was, or maybe it was my next door neighbour. Funny enough, he was saying the amount of stuff that's in food nowadays is just crazy. But it's not as bad in the USA. It's worse apparently than it is in the UK. But I don't know.
I do not eat processed food of any kind.
Yeah. It's not good for
ever. I never. And so if I'm going to eat an apple, it's just going to be an apple. It's not going to be an apple with a whole list of stuff I can't pronounce.
Yeah.
I believe that processing is what's causing a lot of Americans to be sick and fat and diabetic.
Definitely.
And I really believe that.
At least you're awake to it. That's the main thing.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of people
for years.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I can tell that as well because of the what you do with like the UFOs and like you're like looking at the moon and stuff like that. You're an observer and you pay attention to things rather than just like sort of go through your life as a zombie. That's it, if you put it that way. But,
exactly.
There's a lot of bad stuff in the world. I mean, there's a lot. See, like food. I've not had any candy for 3 weeks. I went because I've cut down on my diet. I used to eat a lot of candy and stuff like that, but see now that I've not had any sugar for around about 3 weeks, I'm sleeping better and I feel better.
Yeah.
Just because I've cut that sugar out in my life. And
I don't eat sugar at all.
I used to drink Relentless, energy drinks. I kept drinking Relentless too much, and I ended up having I've never done it before, or before that I started sleepwalking, sleep talking.
Oh gosh!
I didn't when I was doing it. My wife was like, she's like, you keep getting up and speaking
somebody else in the
middle of the night. Mike Knapp. Yeah.
Mike Knapp.
Hi,
Hey,
Mike. Right, guys, do you want to start telling your people watch this once it's uploaded anyway? So do you want to start? Right, off you go, Lewis, and on you go, Cindy.
Okay.
So let's just start it off with what kind of got you into this, stargazing, looking at the moon, and observing sort of the UFOs and things that aren't normal in the sky, kind of thing. What got you into it?
I don't know if it was any one thing, but I've always had my head up in the clouds since I was a little girl. And I've always wondered what was really on the moon and what those things I saw flying around in the sky really were. And so I've had, little cheap, small telescopes and stuff throughout my life, but, I never really could see it really well. And then I got, this past fall, I got a Nikon P1000 camera, and I was able to see stuff that I had never even imagined. And I've just been doing it every day since.
So have you ever noticed anything apart from, I know you're saying like you were saying earlier, but you've taken photos of the moon and you've observed weird things that have been on there, like almost I say man-made or some kind of other civilization have made these objects. Have you ever noticed anything whilst being on the Earth? Have you ever noticed any UFOs? Have you noticed anything yourself that's unusual, apart from anything that's sort of in the sky? On the moon, should I say?
On the moon, or just in general?
I mean, in general. Have you ever seen anything like that's not normal? Like had an experience with any UFOs, or seen something shining, or
I have.
Something that.
I have.
Explain. We won't think you're crazy. Don't worry.
Yes,
I don't care if you think I'm crazy, because I am a little bit.
That's all right. So are we.
Okay. Well, when I was about 13 or 14 years old, I was standing out on the balcony, and I heard this noise, and I looked over, and there was this giant ship coming through. I mean, it was probably 100 feet, which
Wow.
I know you guys do meters and stuff, but it wasn't that far from me. And it had it was like a metallic color, and it had red and blue and green lights going all around it. And I was just a young girl, so I thought, oh, is that a UFO? Nah, that can't be a UFO. And I just kind of wrote it off. And then like the next day, I kind of thought maybe I dreamt it. But I'm in my mid 50s now, and I still remember it vividly. So I really don't think it was a dream. But that's what really got me started into looking for UFOs was then. But maybe a little bit later on in my years when I kept remembering it so clearly.
So was it just yourself who see this? Was it only you who saw it? Was anyone else with you at the time?
I believe I was by myself. I was just standing out on the balcony of an.
Oh, stream. Hang on.
Oh, getting a wee bit of breaking
The
up.
volume,
That'll be fine, up clear.
Hang on. Say that again.
Say that again. You're breaking up a wee bit, Cindy.
We
We can't hear you.
The sound's gone. Typical.
Your sound's gone. Could you just check your phone?
Yeah, check your as I say, I can't say disconnect or reconnect. This is weird, isn't it? Oh, here we go. Hang on.
There we go.
I don't know how it
No.
somehow my
There
mic.
you go. It's fine. It sometimes happens when you're talking about subjects like this.
Yeah, it's been happening to me a lot lately as well, funny enough. But so
they're sly, aren't they?
Yeah, they are definitely. They're definitely 100% they're watching. So as I was saying, so you was on your own, and you see this object in the sky, metallic. So yeah, so you weren't with no one, but you remember it really clearly, and
right.
I'm just trying to think. Was there did you see anything ever again, or was it just that one experience? Yes. Oh, so you saw more things. Okay.
Yes. Actually, I bought an infrared camera this last fall because we constantly see things at night out here. It's very dark. We're out in what we call the sticks, and so there's no light pollution. And so all you have to do is look up, and you will see things streaking across the sky all night long, every night, as long as there's no clouds. And so I got an infrared camera because I wanted to see for myself, a little more. Yeah. And so, I do infrared videos as well. But before I got the infrared camera, my husband and I were standing down by our barn, and we were just happened to look up at the sky, and there was a translucent, very, very small craft going across the sky from south to north. And it barely, like the sun glinted off of it just slightly. And of course I didn't have a phone or a camera on me, but that was just like, I think last summer. Wow. And that was really neat. We both saw that.
It reminds me because I was watching your last video, and you took I don't think it was infrared. I think it was it wasn't. I think it was from your P900 or what you was filming, and this UFO kind of it looked like whatever. It must have been some kind of UFO, but it flew over the top of you, and then it flashed at you.
Was that the ISS?
Yeah.
But no,
it was the International Space Station.
No, this wasn't the ISS. She took a video, and this orb, call it an orb, it was obviously some kind of UFO. It flew above her, and then it flashed at her, and then it flew off as it was going past.
Yes.
It wasn't like there was a light coming off of it, and it caught the camera. It literally flashed and then flew off. And I was quite blown away by that. I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, really? That's unreal. Go on.
When I have the infrared, when I'm going to do the infrared, I believe that if you have your mind right, and you walk outside, they can hear your thoughts. And I walk outside, and I just kind of breathe and meditate for a second, and I ask them where to look. And every single time, as soon as I point, like I'll get east, west, north, whatever direction in my head, as soon as I point that way, I'll see something every time. And sometimes I'll let's see, my next infrared video, I captured 3 in a row without stopping. And then there was even another one I saw when I was reviewing the video that I didn't see. So I know that some people say they're satellites, and I agree that some of the very, very faint, very slow ones may be satellites.
Yeah.
But these big, huge, bright, lower in the sky are not satellites. There's no way they can be. They're
Mm.
going too fast and they're way too big and way too bright.
Yeah, that's unreal. It just makes me think of a time where I see one of these low objects flying around, and the actual with my camera, you know, with the P1000, even with the P900, they've got GPS on them. So I don't know if it was something that I was taking a photo of, and it was communicating with satellites, and they're watching what I'm kind of taking photos of. I think there must be some kind of tech that they've got tied into it, but I was zooming into this UFO, and then all of a sudden my camera started zooming out. And you know, with the P1000, you zoom in, you let go, and it stays there, doesn't it? It doesn't.
Right. Yes, absolutely.
It started coming back in on me, and I was thinking to myself, well, what's going on? So I zoomed back into it again, trying to get a photo, and it kept zooming back out. And I thought, what's going on? So I turned my camera around to a different location, zoomed in, and let go, and it stopped. So I know whatever I was zooming at could kind of see me. It was either sending something to the camera to make it zoom back out. I just couldn't explain it. So it just makes you think, was it something military, or was it actually a UFO and they were like messing with the camera because they've got the technology to do it, you know? It's really weird experience I had. But yeah, sorry, I'm kind of talking about myself. But yeah, oh, she's gone. The sound's gone again.
Your sound's gone again.
They keep turning me off. They must not want me to say.
Why don't Lewis? Why don't you show some of Cindy's footage she's caught of the moon, and I'll add that screen.
But before I go, what was you going to say, Cindy? Sorry, 1 second. She was saying something. Has that ever happened to you with the camera? Has anything you've been zooming in?
I don't remember.
No. Right, so I'm going to show some video footage of Cindy's Cindy's videos that I just thought were some amazing captures, and let's get onto it. So,
absolutely amazing.
This is the I'm going to say the I don't know what side when you're looking at the moon, would it be the top part or the bottom part? Because I know you said you flip it around sometimes. This looks like the bottom of the moon. So for us, it would be the south side. Usually what I see down here is sort of it looks like bases, and there's all these sort of black objects that are camouflaged, and you've taken quite a few photos before. Even the videos, because you pause the videos, and what you do is you step them like frame by frame, which I've never done myself, but you can get the frames that are clear, because obviously you get light distortion, don't you, through the atmosphere,
right?
And you seem to get these images. You seem to get them perfectly spot on. Like I want to play it anyway. You can just watch. Let me mute this quickly.
Let's have a look.
Right, is it here? So, is this where it was? Sorry about this. I just wanted to point out a few things.
You can see something in that crater, shiny.
Yeah, there's something in the center of the crater there, but there's something on top of the surface here. I'm just trying to find where it was, because I've paused these. I don't think it's this video, but this is a good video that you've caught some bits at the bottom.
Yeah, that's my last video.
Yeah, this is your last one. Yeah, massive structures at the bottom of the moon. Where am I going? Let me go to the next one. All right, so this was one I was quite taken back by.
This is
I know. I don't know if my screens do it any justice, but in the center of this, what is kind of like a crater, you were showing that there's all these sort of objects standing above, and then in the center here, it almost looks like some kind of it looks like a, what do you call it? Something. I'm trying to think.
A dark structure.
Not this bit here, but the center, almost like a power station. But I'm gonna play it.
Yes.
You can see it. You can see there's something built there.
I've caught that several times.
Yeah, it's just unreal.
And that, like, I have a couple of other videos. That's Clavius Crater.
Yeah, that's right.
And I have a couple of other videos where I've captured Clavius on the Terminator line, and some of them show a little more detail in one area than the other. So it it really depends on the tilt of the moon as to what I can see.
Yeah.
And so that's why every time I see it come back around through the phases, I have to capture it again, because you see something different every time.
And there's like in that crater there, you can see that I can't zoom into these because they're videos, but you can see there's something in the center. It's like a little white object. And in here, this center part here, as you zoomed in, you can really see. Let me go forward a bit. I know it was. Let's just go back. So there is now. You look back at it, you can see that there's something. There's like
chimney stacks.
There's like two chimney things coming out, and then there's these like buildings here. And then if I move to my next video that I've gone on, you can see it a bit clearer there. Keep going, and then this is the one that blew me away, because I've never seen this before. You've pointed this out, but this rock seems to be levitating.
So it does.
And this is the bottom side of the moon, but you see how that comes out there, and then there's a shadow almost underneath it. I've never seen this before. And you was playing. I'll play the video. You can see as it goes in. It's almost like something's. Oh, I haven't done it. Oh, what have I done? Sorry.
Press the ring button.
Yeah, I can just zoom into that. But you can see it's like maybe it's something. What do you think it is? I think it looks like some kind of ship. Well, you see these rocks. It must be, mustn't it? Because you see these few months. It probably was a few months ago. That supposed sort of thing. Yeah, was it Atlas? It came flying around the Earth or something. What was it called?
Yeah.
It was like
Atlas. The comet Atlas.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's not, no. Before that, there was a rock that came to Earth, and it's flang round. It swing shotted around our moon, up round our sun, and then flew back off into. And it had this like long shape.
Oh, Oumuamua.
Was it Oumuamua? I think it was. Yeah.
That's it. It's Oumuamua. It's Oumuamua. You're right. And then it flew back out our solar system.
It's just crazy how you can see when I bring it out. Look at that. The way that it's sitting. This is obviously your footage, and you've called it to sit in there like that, but it doesn't seem right. And even if you look at it and say, oh, it's because of like I don't know, the light and the way we perceive things, it definitely is above the surface, because there's a shadow underneath it. It's sitting this side, but it's not sitting that side. It's higher. Just it's crazy.
And that's one of the things when I'm looking with the camera is I look at the shadows, because the shadows will tell you a lot more what to look for. If you're looking at something that looks rounded, but its shadow is pointed or square, obviously you need to look a little bit harder at what it is that's casting that shadow. And that's actually kind of what got me finding these dark objects like what you're showing right now. Look at that. It's perfectly rectangular, that dark object structure.
Oh, you mean the one before? Sorry, I'm just skipping forward. This is something else you record. Oh, no, is it there? Yeah. You can see it's... if you're looking on your iPad or your laptop, you'll see there's a delay. Obviously, it's about 15 seconds or something, 10 seconds.
Yeah, it is. I'm kind of looking at my phone and the laptop at the same time.
I'm multitasking. I'm using an iPad, a laptop, and a phone.
Oh gosh.
There's also something. There's also something that I've spotted on this image. It's not only this raised, what looks like a rock, but it's kind of floating off the surface, or maybe it's propped up. I just can't see it being propped up. It looks like it's floating, or it's defying gravity anyway, if there's gravity on the moon, which I'm guessing there is some kind of. But over here, if you look where I'm pointing, you can see that there's some kind of like, it's like a camouflaged object, and you can see these straight lines. It's almost like it's just a camouflage, something camouflaged, and it's got the same sort of dust as you'd see on this part of the moon.
Yeah.
But if you look closely, I don't know how clear my screen is because it might be running less quality, but you can see these lines. I wish I could zoom into it. It's so frustrating. And even up here as well.
I know, it's technology.
Let's go to the next one and have a look. Oh, what did you
I'll
make
make
it?
the picture bigger. There we go. Make life. There you go.
You were saying just
Picture's bigger.
here, as much as it might look blurry, there's all these like right angles and like, do you remember 90-degree angles?
Mm-hmm.
But then down here, obviously, as you're shown in the image, you can see that there's something. I don't know if you noticed this before, but there's like a sort of. It just looks camouflage. I'm going to get to the next one. There's a really good one coming up. Let me show you the next one.
Okay.
So this one, this is one of them that you've videoed. This here, I was blown away by, and I sent you a message in the chat. But when you zoom over it with the,
Yeah.
you can see that this is just not normal. Oh.
Yeah, you don't even have to use the magnifier to see the stuff on that one.
Mm.
You know, I mean, magnifier's fantastic, but you know, you can really still even see everything with that.
Yeah. Like that, right there. There's some like a disc hanging out of the interior. Mm-hmm. It's unreal.
That is amazing.
That one actually blew me away.
Oh, I think your sound's going again.
Oh, your sound's going again, Cindi. We'll blame the men in black for this. You know?
I don't see why they just don't let us just stream. Why have they got to keep cutting things? You know, it makes no sense. And let me
just check your connection, Cindi. We're having problems. It's obviously.
It's probably a mic's been muted again. Yeah, she's still there.
No, it's still okay.
There we go. You're back on now.
That's it. You're back again.
There we go.
That's it.
Right, they keep muting me. You can't mute me. I'll never shut up ever.
Government for you, you know. Well, when I talk about these subjects, you know that it only happens.
I just don't know why they're so bothered. They shouldn't really be bothered. What's it going to change? It's not going to make no difference to our life.
It's not as if I'm about to build a spaceship and fly up there, you know.
Yeah.
Well, they can land in my yard and give me a ride. I'll go.
So this is this is that object. I don't know. It just looks. It's like you said, the UFO you see was metallic. It's got like a metallic shine to it. I've noticed quite a few of these shiny objects on the moon, and there's even through Bruce Easel. You obviously follow Bruce Easel. He's found some, and you have as well. Watched some of your videos. There pyramids. There's pyramid structures on the moon as well.
Yes, there are,
and they're clear as day. Clear as day. Right, let's keep going. So this is one of the parts I wanted to show you, is just showing all these weird, and that over there as well.
I was just about to say that. It looks like there's something sitting in the centre.
In the centre, yeah. Maybe it's some kind of like sort of satellite, not a satellite, like a like we've got on Earth. One of them. It is not a satellite. What do you call them? God, my brain's not working.
Radar dish.
Like a dish, yeah, like a satellite dish. It is.
The only problem with that is that is probably, how wide is that crater?
Oh,
it's probably what, 20 miles across.
That's got to be huge, isn't it?
It need to be some size.
You know, something I've noticed, like I'll pull up a moon atlas, and I will, so that I can know what craters' names are, and giving people an idea of where I'm looking at. But I also look at the size that the atlas says that these craters are, and sometimes it just doesn't even make sense, because it'll say that it's 150 kilometers across, and it's like, the moon has to be closer than what they say it is. How can I possibly see something that small on the moon from 250,000 miles away? You know,
I think it's a lot closer than we think, and I think it's a lot smaller than we think. Oh, well, they're telling us. I honestly believe that.
I do think a lot of our history's been lied to. I do think a lot of the history of the humankind is something that's just made up.
So there's that object in the center of that. Sorry, I'm not cutting you out. A lot of you go on, carry on, Chris. Didn't mean to talk over you, mate.
No, I'm finished. No, I was finished. I'm just waiting.
The microphone is too big. It captures when I'm just whispering. But you can see that there's this object in the center of this, or what looks to be a crater. It's just crazy. You've caught some fantastic footage.
It has.
You really have.
that footage that you have pulled up right now, I believe up toward the top, not in the whited out area, but up toward the top, in that little area, you can actually see some little black pyramids.
What, in this part of the video?
I'll make it
They
wider,
are.
bigger.
Let's see. I'm trying to.
Up here?
Let's see. You see?
Let me just make it bigger.
Not where I have the magnifier at, but just down a little ways, where the first little group of craters is. Inside that, I believe I saw little black pyramids. There's like 3 or 4 of them right next to each other.
You mean here or in here? Inside here, where I'm pointing?
Yeah, right. Yeah, it just down a bit. Now the magnifier's kind of right next to it.
What do you mean there? Or are you talking about it over here? So my mouse is going to be about 5 or 6 seconds delayed. Over here?
Okay, it is. Okay, if you'll look where you see the little arrows pointing.
Yeah.
And the green and red
right
ones.
next to that, on the left of that. Look there.
Oh, I see them. I see them.
Yes.
Yeah, I see it. See it, Lewis. See the bottom of the green where it touches the red arrow. You can see 1, 2, 3 pyramids right next to it.
Right.
This side?
It's like an L-shaped arrow, and it's just at the left of the L shape of the very bottom of the green. That's that. You see them?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 pyramids.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
They're like the ones in the earth. They're smaller, they get bigger.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can see that now. Yeah, and they're lined up just like the Orion's belt. I mean Yeah, that's crazy. Wow.
I see pyramids all over the moon. Sure do. And the video that I've got ready to upload tonight, it's gonna blow y'all's mind. I actually caught something lifting off.
No, did ya?
Really?
Oh yes, this is what I want. I want to see
something to me in the chat about that. I'm looking forward to see that.
That's the thing. I see Bruce. Bruce sees all. Chat's
went again. They've muted her again. They've muted you again.
There we go.
Get back on. So
they tried to set me up.
so Sam, Bruce sees all was he's captured lights on the surface, and you can see them like lifting off and moving and stuff like that. But not. I don't know if it's anywhere. If you're saying, can you? Does it look like lights, or does it? Oh, I'm just not going to say nothing until you upload the video and keep people at more suspense towards.
Yeah. Yes. It is an actual craft.
Oh really?
Plain as day. Plain as day. Now I had a lot of moisture and chemtrails in the air, and so it's a little blurry. But I go through and zoom and change all the filters and everything so we can get the best look at it we can, and go back and forth. And to me, there's no doubt whatsoever it's a craft. I can't wait to get it uploaded so y'all can see it.
I can't wait to see it. Right.
See that bit? See the bit that you've got it saved at the new?
Yeah, this is one of the
top track. There's a black triangle shadow at the top.
Yeah. I like to call those black domes.
I think there's some kind of camouflage going on as well. I don't know what it is and how they do it, but they make it look like shadows when they're not shadows. They're just like really dark, sort of grey, not grey, it's like dark black, sort of coal sort of coloured objects, and they sort of put this stuff in front of. I've seen I took a video, a picture, and I could see that it was covering like a statue. In one of my photos, there's like some kind of statue or something standing up, and then there's this sort of dark mass in front of it, but you could see where the dark mass was camouflaging it because it was like cutting part of it off. Yeah, I don't know what they're using up there, but they're using something to cover up things. But also I noticed when it's I don't know about like yourself, Cindi, when it's a full moon, it almost seems like there's some kind of atmosphere in front of the moon to stop you from seeing through the veil, should I say. It's kind of blurred. It makes everything look sort of blurry.
It does. The strawberry full moon the other night, I just was able to get a picture. Other than that, I couldn't see anything.
Yeah,
it was just too blurry.
It makes you wonder what's on the dark side of the moon. You see what I'm trying to say? I wonder what we can't see is on the dark side of the moon. Must be amazing.
Well, here's last night before last in the video where I caught the craft lifting off the moon. Sometimes the moon is tilted a little bit more toward us, and I've caught some objects behind Mercurium when Mercurium is at the top of the moon. And I've caught them before, but the other night it was really tilted forward a little bit, which means that we're able to see a little bit of the other side of the moon.
Yeah.
And so there's like these crazy huge, and that's what I was looking at, these crazy huge structures that are just, they're mind-blowing what they look like. It's hard to describe because I've never seen anything like it. And I was looking at that, and then I saw this object lift off the moon and take off.
Wow.
So it's a really fantastic video.
That's the thing.
I'm looking forward to your next video.
Yeah.
I'll post it everywhere. Yeah.
Oh, I'll be uploading it here in just a little while.
I was going to say I'm just going to bring myself off live. I've got one more video, one or two videos to show, but I want to quickly speak. Can you? I don't know. You close that. Do I stop the screen?
I can close it. Don't you?
Yeah,
I can close it. There you go. See.
So I don't know how like sort of spiritual you are in terms of like I know one person in particular who can. I can as well, but okay, I've done it a couple of times. But astral project. Have you heard of the astral projection before? Have you heard of that?
I have never. I have absolutely heard of it.
You've definitely heard of it. Did you say? Yeah. So one person I know is astral projected, and apparently, from what he says, he's got a YouTube channel as well. But he is quite. I wouldn't say he's making it up, but he's gone to the other side of the moon and he's looked and he's seen all sorts of stuff on the other side of the moon, according to him. And I kind of like take what he's saying as truth because I've had the experiences before where I've left my body and like seen things as they are now. And he said that when he was round the other side of the moon looking at these, like there was loads of stuff, pyramids and all sorts of like buildings and whatnot, that they came to him and then he was basically told to go away kind of thing, and they like forced him out of his body, like he came back to Earth kind of thing. So it makes sense for you to be able to see behind there. If you're seeing massive structures, it's the perfect place to put things, really, isn't it? Especially if the moon doesn't move, does it? It just stays in the same orientation the whole time.
And the chemtrails were horrible last night or the night before last, and I feel like they were trying to cover that up so that we couldn't see, because the last time I got Mercurium at the top of the moon with those structures behind it, I had heavy chemtrails that night too.
Exactly. No, you're spot on. Absolutely spot on. Every time I think it's going to be one night before a full moon, and there's going to be that little bit I'll be able to see, and then all of a sudden they're bombarded with chems. They're just everywhere. And even when I'm looking at the moon with my camera, and they probably don't want me seeing it, all of a sudden like a load of cloud just start sliding in front of the moon. I'm like, hang on a minute, is it is it just me, or is this happening to you as well when you're trying to get photos and all of a sudden the clouds just start appearing? There's no breeze or nothing.
I like to call them cloud trolls.
Yeah. It's not just me. It's not just me. I said it before, Chris, didn't I? I said it before, mate. I said like, it just happens. It happens, and I'm like, why is this happening? Yeah, and you see
it to be an eclipse soon.
Yeah.
I see there's an eclipse. I don't know when the next eclipse. So that'll be interesting if there's heavy spraying when they go to do that.
Yeah.
They love a good old spray, don't they? They're hiding something up there. But why though? What's the point? Why would they need to hide it? What do you think, Cindy? Why would they need to hide things from us? Like, it just makes no sense.
I think maybe for a couple of reasons. One, because they don't want us to see what's really going on up there because it's probably shady. And another reason is there are so many people who are so stuck in what their beliefs are, and all over the entire world, who would actually go into a panic and start, and I really think that either that or that's just the excuse that they use. But I mostly feel like it's because there's something shady going on. So or maybe the aliens told them not to tell us. Who knows?
do you think that humans, like we say humans, us beings, do you think we occupy the moon with these other terrestrial people? From what I believe, do you think we occupy it with them, or we've built stuff on there, or is this? Do you think this is just another race that are just like observing us and doing tests on us, and they're controlling the whole show? Is that what kind of view have you got on that?
well, I've got an open mind about everything.
Yeah.
But I think it's both. I think it's probably I kind of think maybe the moon is a stop off point, you know. Um, and I also believe that from some of my footage and from Bruce Swartz's footage, that you can see these huge structures that look ancient, like ancient ruins here on Earth. They, you know,
Aye.
but you can also see things that look more updated, attached to them or working along with them. So I think that maybe there was a race of aliens on the moon and they abandoned it, and they're, you know, and then somebody else like us humans or some other aliens came along and decided to use what they had up there already. And I think that there's something worth a lot of value that's being mined, because I think that's what these black there's some dark buildings, but it seems like these black domes are popping up all over. And I'm wondering, are those waste piles of what they're mining, or are those actual domes where they're living?
Well, they say the moon is rich in resources. I mean, who owns the moon? Nobody owns it, do they?
Nope.
So I suppose whoever goes up there and sticks a flag in it, but America can't really claim that with the moon landings. And then you've got Russia; they'll say they own it. But I was watching a program one day about it, and they say that the resources up there are immense.
See, I was I won't speak over you. Get too carried away. I'll just keep it in mind so I can say it.
Yeah, I think that there are certain times where you can see the actual real colors of the moon, and there are other times where it just looks gray. The moon is actually very, very colorful, and I wonder, are those colors like are they minerals? Are they like valuable, some kind of a valuable resource, or is it I have absolutely 100% do not believe that all the so-called craters are craters at all.
Yeah,
I think
that's what I was going to get
what
to.
they're calling them.
No,
that's what I was going to get to.
Because you can see openings. I've seen pipes, big, huge pipes coming out of craters that look like vent pipes or whatever.
Yeah.
And then there's like some of them are lit up like Christmas. And so you wonder, is that a power source? Is that an energy source? I've seen little flying objects coming in and out of the lit up craters and stuff. So I believe there's definitely something up there.
If you had, like, he was looking at the moon the other night when it was like a full moon. When I took it onto the put my photos on the computer, and then I went into editor and I changed the contrast and whatever, I could see that there was massive reflections on certain craters. So there must be like dome. There must be dome or something covering them, and almost like glaring at the Earth, so you can't see through. And also there was. What you were saying about like the pipes and that, I've recorded it on on the camera, where you can kind of see like these whispers of, must be like smoke or some kind of steam coming off the surface, which is glistening from the sun. So it must be something either underground, or them, as you're saying, they're mining or doing something for these trails to be coming off. It's nothing. It's coming from the moon. It's not coming from anywhere else.
Well, what was it NASA said about the moon?
Sorry.
Sorry. Go ahead.
It's where the delay. It's all right. What did NASA remember? The NASA crashed something into the moon and it rung like a bell, as if it was hollow. There you go.
I don't. I think I remember hearing about the. Was it Israel that crashed? Something on the moon.
Someone sent something to the moon. I can't remember. It was. I think it was. If it was the US or Israel. Someone sent something to the moon, and it made it vibrate for ages afterwards. You could see the vibration.
Oh yeah.
And Bruce,
that's right. I don't know if that was the US or not.
It was the US.
I do remember that though.
Aye, it was the US. It was when the lander took off. It fired off the bottom and it crashed into the surface of the what do you call it? The moon, and it actually rung as if it was hollow underneath.
But as Bruce, when Bruce has been videoing it, things have crashed into the moon, and then you've seen like the resonance afterwards. So it makes sense that it's a solid object and it's vibrating.
Right.
Carry on, Cindy. You were saying before.
I
was talking about vents and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. When when I'm capturing the moon, I've got the camera on a tripod. The camera weighs almost 4 pounds. It's really heavy. So you could imagine, having to hold a heavy camera up like that.
Yeah.
But I put it on a tripod and I lock it down, and then I just let the moon's own movement do the panning for me. It's a lot more fluid and nicer. But as it's going out of the shot, then it gets overexposed from its own.
Yep.
And then when you're looking at that overexposed spot, I've just recently found this, that I can see all this infrastructure. They look like raised platforms and I don't even know, but I've been seeing a lot of that. So I'm going to start looking for that a lot more too, along with all these structures.
That's one thing I've noticed as well. When you just let it start to go out of view, and then it starts to get really bright, doesn't it? And then you start to see all this stuff coming up, and it's like, oh, yeah,
especially at the bottom of the moon where there's a lot of craters and stuff. And I've noticed a lot of people that get the moon, they like to look at the mares. They like to look at Mare Serenitatis and Tranquillitatis and Mare Crisium, and that's all nice and good. But but to me, there's nothing in the mares. They're a pretty color, but there's nothing there hardly. But if you look around the edges of the moon and you look on the terminator line, that's where you're going to find the good stuff. And where you see, like, everybody says, well, that's just craters, there's nothing to look at. That's where all the stuff, the real good stuff, is hidden. You just got to look for it. You really do.
I'm just going to share this one thing. Can you share my screen? This is one thing that you picked up on your last video. I was blown away by it. Yeah, as you're saying, Aristarchus, is it?
Aristarchus, yeah.
I think you zoom into it as well. It's this.
Yes.
There's something up there as well, but it's this object here.
Wow.
Or part of. It's firstly on the dark side, and you can see lights coming from it, so it's lit up. So there's definitely something going on there. And then I couldn't understand what it was. It looks like some kind. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
the moon more than me.
That's amazing.
What is this line here? There's like a line here. Is this part of is it part of the crater, or is this just what looks to be some kind of massive ship that's just parked on the moon? I don't know. What do you think?
I don't either. I don't know what it was, but I was just as blown away by it as you are when I saw it. I was like, oh my gosh, what is that?
It's the dark.
Do you know what it looks like? Do you know what it looks like to me? See if you're looking at it side on. What do the pyramids look like side on? They look like pyramids.
It looks like
they look like they're a big pyramid, but you're looking at it side on. You've got to remember, you're looking at it side on. You're not looking at it from above. It's side on, and it looks like pyramids. The big pyramid, the smaller pyramid, the weird pyramid, and it goes gradually gets smaller.
Let's go back to it. Have a look.
You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
You see the two ones there are the big pyramids, because that's the side of it, and then you've got a one in the middle, well, out a bit like a triangle, which is a second pyramid, third pyramid, I mean, and then you've got all the little pyramids leading out.
Around there, these ones here. Yeah, it's just it's weird. It's proper. Just to see it on the dark side of the moon, it just on the over the terminator line. That just it's kind of like they're making it obvious that there's something there, like they're letting themselves be known. But then but then they're covering the skies and whatever like that, so you can't see certain things. But they're obvious. I've caught some things before on the dark side. You see loads of lights, and I'm thinking, hang on a minute, how's that visible? Because the sunlight. But also, you say about the way that the moon's tilted and stuff. But still, that doesn't explain that. I don't know. They almost look like they could be craft or something, but then they could be pyramids. I don't know. Depends how you look at it. If you look at it from one angle, sideways on, I don't know. It's just crazy. You caught some. I can't believe you caught that footage. That's unreal.
I know.
Yeah, me too. I was like blown away by it.
And there's one more video here. I don't know. This is part of. Let me just. Where is it? Every crater seems to have sank in the center of it. I don't know what it's. Not everyone, but most of them have these little Oh, where is it? Is it that one? Might
I'm
be coming up
excited.
here.
I'm looking
Oh, here we
forward
go. This is
to your video tonight.
this is it. This part here, it just makes no sense because it's like a sort of grayed out area. It almost looks like a square as well in a way. You see, there's like a 90-degree on there, depending on how clear you look at. You zoomed into this, and I was just like, "What on earth?" Or maybe it's something that's standing above the surface. Oh, I don't know.
That's Clavius Crater again.
And that's
Another
like
view
here,
of it.
and here as well. Like, what is this? There's this like little round circular.
Make it bigger.
Maybe they're some kind of. Maybe it's some kind of like you see on Earth. You see these like antennas they've got. They're like almost like domes, white domes.
Yeah.
You see a lot of them similar things that are on the moon. So maybe they're kind of listening equipment. Who knows? It's kind of one thing they could be. And then you've got
It could be like dome-covered cities or something. You never know.
exactly.
There you go.
And then here, oh, this was the bit you was showing this square here. You just pointed it out. Oh, let me move my mouse out of the way. Oh goodness!
You can see something that looks like a dome there, can't you? Top of the green arrow. Give it full screen again.
There's just all sorts going on.
Look at that. There.
I don't know how far you are ahead of my videos that I'm playing. There's something in there that some kind of grey mass. Anyway, and then this is I just don't know what this is, but it looks like a looking glass with two little side. You zoom into it as well with your magnifier.
Yeah, I love that magnifier.
It's good. I don't know what program is it you're using. Is it just like a basic Windows program?
No, it's a free program or paid, but the free one's fine. It's called Hit Film Express.
There you go. Hit Film Express. That's the thing.
Look at that.
I was going to say, what you need to do, Cindi, is if you can change like the contrast and stuff like that, just like mess around with the contrast and the exposure and see if you can pull anything else out, because you've got the actual images and video. I don't know if you can do it on video, can you? I'm not sure.
Yes.
But because you've got the camera to do it, when you change the contrast, you can pick more things out. Obviously, for me, I'm limited because I've only got like the lower end camera. You've got some $1,000 one. I need to get an upgrade. But anyway, yeah, there's some fantastic footage you've caught. It's unreal. Let me get back onto here.
It's absolutely amazing. And guys in the chat, if you're new in here, you're subscribers to me, please go to Cindi's channel and give her a subscribe. I've posted the link. Here's the link again to her channel. I think I must have posted that about 30 times. But there you go, guys. Click on that link and give her a subscribe. She deserves it. She should have a lot more subscribers. You should be at least 1 million subscribers. Your photos are that amazing.
Oh, thank you.
No problem.
He has flu-like. Lewis looks like he has flu-like symptoms, so I'm reading through some of these comments. Thanks, Craig. I don't look that bad, do I, mate? Jesus. Sorry if I've offended anyone. What we got? The moon is made of cheese, the Doom Show said. I just want to read some of these comments because people like to have a little it's good to comment on to get people involved. We've got Mike Knapp. NASA nukes the moon, Doom Show said.
There you go, there's an interesting one. I'll put it up.
Craig's put Tony Blair as a house up there, Clint.
There's one there. What is it? We'd like to
know what the core of the moon is. Well, there's a guy who does videos, funny enough, with his thermo camera. One of them cameras that, well, not camera. It is a camera. It does like a thermal imaging camera. That's it. And he pointed it at the moon, and something like it was like 15 degrees on the moon. Sometimes it was like -10 degrees, which was really weird. And it also, there's some kind of, you'd have to look it up. The guy is called Nigel's View on Things, or Nigel's View on Things. And he points his camera up and he gets a reading of it. And then he rang the manufacturer who made the actual thermal camera and said, can this thing detect the heat from the moon? And like, how accurate is it? And the guy said, it should be like 99% accurate, even if you point it at the moon. So you'd be able to get an accurate reading, because obviously it's a light spectrum, isn't it? And yeah, it wasn't even that cold on the moon. So it makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's that far away, really. And yeah, if it's not that cold, then it's livable. And is there an atmosphere? I don't know. It's a weird one. It's not like Earth. It looks nothing like Earth. You can't see an atmosphere on it. But does it have? Is it in Earth's atmosphere? We don't know. I don't know. They're saying it is, but
Well, yeah, they say it's in the geo, what they call it, geocorona, or I said the word.
nah,
That's all right.
You know, I hope that if I ever get a chance, I will absolutely take somebody up on giving me a ride to the moon. And I already have my place picked out. I'm gonna take my camera with me, and I'm gonna sit on the wall, Rupus Recta, also known as the wall, and I'm gonna sit up there and have me a glass of wine, smoke a doobie, and
yes.
film the Earth.
Yes, Cindy. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. Well, it's been really good having you on, Cindy. Would you like to give your channel one more plug while you're in?
Hey, absolutely. Everybody come check my channel out. You will not be disappointed.
It'll be in
I
the
appreciate it very much.
Yeah, it'll be in the
I would
description.
like you to come back sometime, Cindy. Would you like to come back
absolutely.
sometime?
Yeah,
Absolutely. I enjoyed this very much. It was a lot of fun. You guys are great.
It's been lovely having you on.
It's been great. It has, and I'm looking forward to that video of the night of the spaceship.
Yeah, same.
I'm excited. I'm like a wee boy wanting a toy shop.
Yeah, I'm
Right,
gonna get it. I'm gonna get it uploaded here in just a minute.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait.
Right, guys, in the chat, thank you for coming. MD watches it. Thank you for coming to the live stream, and please check out Cindy's channel. I'll leave the link. I'll upload it after to your channel. It's been in the chat. I'll post it on Facebook all through the week. See if we can get you to 1,000 subscribers soon. So, guys, take care, guys, and catch you later.
See you later, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.